My name is Fotis Ampaziotis. I'm a clinical lecturer in hepatology. That means I spend half of my time in the hospital as a physician hepatologist, and the other half is spent in the Cambridge Stem Cell Institute, where I work doing research in the group of Ludovic Valier. So no, this is the first time I worked on coronavirus. Until the start of the pandemic, I was focusing on a field known as organoid research, which is growing mini tissues, in this case the bile ducts, to explore the tissue's ability to regenerate. We had just completed some in-depth studies of our cells and their characteristics when the first information about COVID came out. It turns out that the protein the virus uses to enter the human cells was expressed highly in our bile duct organoid tissue, which is quite rare for a tissue kept in lab environments in culture media. Therefore, we started asking the question if this system could be repurposed for studying COVID-19 infection and testing new drugs to prevent viral entry. We began the research around the time of the lockdown. Of course, we started conceptualizing things a little bit earlier when the first research results started coming out about COVID. Well, the most important one was by far working in an area where we lacked experience and expertise. This is where the extended Stem Cell Institute environment, including the affiliated lab groups, made a huge difference. We got the opportunity to work side by side with so many experts, from virologists to drug development experts, with everyone sharing their knowledge, expertise, and resources to expedite our work. The second aspect was the lack of resources, like antibodies to stain, for example, for the viral entry protein, or particles of the virus which cannot infect the researchers handling them. Again, the Stem Cell Institute environment was critical to overcoming this issue, with multiple groups coordinating to develop and share the required resources. We already know that, of course, our cells express the right proteins for viral entry, and we are hoping with the toolbox that's being developed to have some preliminary results on how the virus enters the cells, or even maybe compounds that can block it from getting in the cells and infecting them within a couple of months if all goes well. I think it is crucial. It is because, as I mentioned before, it is impossible to deliver good quality research when you are working a little bit outside your field of expertise. Dealing with a pandemic in such a short amount of time can only be achieved if we all work together, from people who understand the virus at a very basic level, such as the virologists, to people like us who can generate cells and manipulate them in a way that will make them resistant to the virus. And so once we know what causes resistance, we need drug development teams, which will take that and translate it into something that we can give to the patients. And only working in parallel can achieve these results within a sensible amount of time to help with a greater good. I'm a clinician, and therefore the public plays a key role in my focus. Prioritizing COVID research based on the clinical needs of the public is a prime example of this. Furthermore, especially for this work, the public may play a crucial role in helping us implement our findings, since this is a transmitted disease and our studies may uncover methods and measures to reduce transmission from one person to the next. But for that, of course, we need the public's engagement and compliance with any required measures. Well, currently, all other research in the university is stopped to expedite COVID-related research. Generally, we are working on regenerative medicine and tissue engineering, how to generate whole organs from cells grown in the lab. Of course, it's too early to tell. We all hope that we will not need to work on COVID in the longer term, and we will find an answer and a cure to this pandemic. Practically, it is possible that this will continue being a problem with much smaller dimensions, in which case, of course, we will make every effort to continue the fight against this disease.